Hello. Waiting already. Decided to talk a little bit about the stock market and the bond market. The bond market, it's like the highest it's ever been, and it's at 18,285.74. They're talking about it's probably going to make it up. I know I'm going to start braiding my hair when I do the but this is a day of hot mess. Anyway, so, and the interesting thing is about the bond market, though. See, the bond market, usually most people like that, they like to invest in the bond market because it's supposed to be a safer bet, because you're actually loaning, like, the company the money, and they pay you either interest or the money back, either quarterly or anyway. So that's like you're loaning them the money, and then they pay you back with interest. But if for some reason their stuff declines, like it's down, I have it's down 15.80, which is a lot on the ondk. Ooh, sorry. Excuse me, in the New York stock market. Had a little salad sauce on. And I find like the market to be very interesting because I wish I had bought a newspaper today, but I find the market to be very interesting because sometimes war comes along, like with because we already had, like in 2008, a bank basically failing miserably the American people through the home loans that really, I think they should have been put in prison, all of them, just straight up, because that was straight up thievery, to know that somebody's not going to pay you back, and then those people really tried to pay it back, to the last minute. Americans are pretty honest when it comes to trying to pay, their bills, like, and it's like, and now, like the student loans, we just can't afford them. It's another thing, is like it comes like a rip off American people, Better Business Bureau, they need to be redone. But anyway, so, and the reason why I'm looking at the stock market, it's the highest it's ever been. I see there has to be a correction. I see the bond market has dropped. It's a little chaos. I see China. I don't know why the United States want to fly near China's airspace. If we got satellites, you should be able, what I'm saying? I don't know why you want to aggravate them, but China might be doing up to something, or it might trying to be building places where they could eventually move people in, and they, what I'm saying? If so, China, Korea, and Russia, so. And then you have the Middle East, so we can't forget the Middle East. So it looks like, there's like, people always predicted there's going to be a World War III. So maybe we're getting a nice formula together. And even in the United States, there's a lot of unhappiness with the justice system, unhappiness with the way the police have been trained to use any type of excuse when they murder people, and obviously they practice at the shooting range because that's what they say, that's the way they were trained. So, and with the privatization of our jails, so I see a big bubble going to pop, and I think that especially with some of the politics, like the way the GOP is acting, the way they haven't been cooperating with our president, and seem like they're doing their best to cause pain and discomfort to the rest of the citizens of America, because I feel that Obama and his wife and his children, they're in a situation to where it looks very pleasant in the White House. So maybe they're stretching him out and he's getting more gray hair. Well, but I see that the market is at the highest it's ever out. Which makes me think there's going to be something's going to pop. The rubber band's going to pop. The bond market, the bonds are dropping. We have China being flown over by the United States, where then they tell the United States to back off. Don't start none, won't be nothing. How that goes. And then you have Korea, lobbying, testing its bombs, and then you have the unrest all with ISIS, and then all over the Africa and Asia now. It's turning to a hot spot, and you have a lot of people like in Greece where their banks have failed them, because you have the banks that failed Americans, you have banks that failed in Europe. You have unrest in London, Greece, all over the place. People, even in South America, people are getting to the point to where, their interests and their well-being and their financial health has been put on the back burner for the big corporation and the 1%, while we're being taxed more, while they get taxed less. We're bringing in less money. Food prices has gone up, but you know what I'm saying, I need adjustment for my food allowance. I mean, I'm going to try to grow some. Looks like I might have a better chance this year, since it looks like they got different people that work for the city. They're out to get me. And, I wish I could say that this type of behavior was unique. Racism and oppressing women and being bullied and harassed. That's one of the reasons why I don't even hang around people. Because I feel like when people bully you and that's why, for me, I love the way my hair feels like this, because it's really healthy, it's bouncy, and like I said, I'm trying to, and if I really have to do something, flat iron, come on now. But, at first I need to braid it, and, but actually, I feel like I'm getting a little lackadaisical because I had some problems with my hand hurting and my shoulder and my neck and elbow. So some of my painting I put off, and some of my other hobbies seemed like I put it off for a long time. But anyway, so I'm feeling better now. It's just that everything, but. And then that's another thing, anyway, I digress, but, I still think I look cute. Well, lovely, aren't I, darling? But anyway, I do see something stirring up. Who knows? We might see United States has already been engaged in war. So, something's going to give a bubble, because there's too many people that are hungry, that are struggling, and that are seeing more and more of a little bit of relief or benefits that they have being, at least by a lot of Republicans, talking about taking away from them, and then our land is being disrespected with the fracking, and they just talk to us all crazy on TV, we can't tell, or we can't read for ourselves, or the only thing we want to do is watch sports and have sex. But some of us are noticing that our money is a lot shorter, and things are costing a lot more. So anyway, in short, the stock market looks to me like it's getting indications, along with all the other signs, that we might be engaged a little bit more deeper than you know, and with most of our population in the private prison that probably could have been drafted, you know, gave them a choice, you know, to either go to Army or not, you know, I think we're going to come up short because the police, they might be trained, but their type of training is going to fall very short if there's somebody else that's also you know, that'll shoot back, you know, God forbid, or, you know what I'm saying. So you know, they're training, because, like, you know, if their reaction to be scared to death of some armed black man, well, how are you gonna do, you know, some, God forbid, somebody lobbing a bomb, and really with the financial situation that these other countries are having, is and with the way the market is and everything, and some of the other problems, internal problems that these countries are having, that's enough. Anyway, I'm predicting that maybe we'll have something close to World War III, or at least, you know, can't get everybody involved. Probably just like 6 countries. That'd be enough, wouldn't it?